How to make your money make you money? We're going to answer that question in this video. Okay, let's rock. Let's talk about how to make your money make you money, right? While you're basically doing nothing. That's the ultimate dream of everybody in life, is to be able to just move pieces, right? Just move this over here, this money over here, and it's generating me income, and I'm not doing anything. That's the ultimate dream, and that's the direction that you should go in if you want to learn how to live a free life. Because we all know that it's a lot of work to sit down every single day, go to work, do your stuff, work 8, 10, 12, 15 hours a day, however many hours you're working, come back home all worn out, blown out, not wanting to do anything, maybe watch some TV and pass out and run the repeater, right? Do it all over again. And a lot of people do it at least, if they're working full time, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. And some people, as they're setting up their business, might even be doing it 7 days a week, right? So if you've worked hard for money, okay, you know that you're trading your precious time on earth simply for money. And you're doing it for multiple reasons. Well, one, you got to live, right? You got to eat. You got to pay your bills, you got to pay your rent, whatever. The second reason may be for your family. You're like, hey, I'm making pretty good money, but I'm going to work a little harder because my family needs help, right? Maybe a friend, something like that. You might have somebody that's sick and their family needs help, needs more money. So you're working extra long hours. So the absolute dream about anybody that is working, if you're the average working American, whatever, the ultimate dream is to be able to say, hey, I have a stockpile of money and I want to invest that money in different places and have it make money for me. So let's talk about that, because I understand that game. I've been doing it for years. I've been successful doing it. So let's look at me. Individually, I have what I would call a day job. And what I mean by that is every single day I go to work, they're for my businesses, but I'm kind of whipping myself. Like I have to go in there and I have to put in time to help make the businesses grow, to help make them make ends meet, right? I'm a part of those businesses. And I've created a job for myself. So like a lot of people like to say, that's considered like owner-operator, right? The ultimate dream is to become a true owner, because true owners don't really do much. I mean, they like sign a lease agreement if it needs to be done, right? They sign their taxes once a year, right? They do the bare minimum for the business because they've hired managers, assistant managers, staff. Maybe they just hired the manager and the manager was good and the manager hired the rest of the staff. So they only had to hire one person. But they've set up their business so it kind of is self-sustaining. It runs itself. And they just kind of have to dial a little bit here, tweak a little bit here, and they make it work. But that's still work. The ultimate goal is if you've got a lot of money or you know somebody that does, you know that those people are sitting back, right, enjoying life for the most part, if we can understand that. And they're enjoying life and they're like, looking for spots to invest their money, because they know, like, let's say somebody has like $10 million, of cash or cashable, net worth, very liquid money. They're looking for ways to make money on that money, because money sitting idle devalues the money because of inflation. Every single year, that $100 bill pretty much buys you less than you got the year before. And throughout the year, it's depreciating, right? So like if 5 years go by or 10 years or 50 years and you tucked away a $100 bill in like a safe, that $100 bill ain't gonna buy you squat compared to what it buys you today, okay? So you have to learn how to take that $100 bill and have it make you more money. And that's what we're gonna talk about on this video. So the key is to start looking at all the different possible ways to invest your money. So in this example, we're going to assume that you've been working, you've been saving, and you've got a pile of money. I don't care what it is. It could be $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000, $100,000, whatever, $1 million. And you've saved all this money and you're just tired of working. You're like, gosh, I got to stop working. How can I have my $500,000 that I've earned in my life make me money without having to go to work? You might be somebody that unfortunately had to deal with someone passing away and then you inherited a bunch of money and you don't know what to do with it. And you're like, well, geez, it's just sitting in the bank. They're barely paying me any interest. What do I do? How do I have that money make me money? Okay, so here's what you do. Get a financial advisor. Find a fiduciary. A fiduciary is a financial advisor that has to work in your interest. They have to, by law. They get in a lot of trouble if they don't. They might lose their license. So they have to work in your favor, even if it means them not making as much, right? Not making any money, so to speak. They have to give you honest advice on where to put your money. And they're going to tell you things like, maybe you should put some of this money into some real estate. Hey, maybe you should invest, be a partner in a shopping center and put some of the money into that, right? So maybe you're buying some residential real estate. Now you're buying some commercial real estate. They might say, hey, you need to put some money into stocks and bonds. They might suggest that. They might say, hey, you need to put some money into precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, things like that. They might tell you in this day and age, you might have some that actually are bullish on cryptocurrency. They might say, hey, Bitcoin has been going up. We're going to put a percentage of all your money in all these different asset classes, so all these different categories. And they're going to say, maybe you should put some into that. And the list goes on. They're going to have tons of different ways you can invest your money. While you're not doing basically anything, your money hopefully will make money. So what the goal is if you invest into like 5 asset classes, okay, or 7 or 10 or whatever they put you into, they're not all going to just make money every year. That's not how it works. Some perform really well, some perform decent, some perform average, some lose money, some lose a lot. But the goal is that the majority of them make something. So if you average that whole sum of money that you gave that financial advisor to invest your money, if they can average most of them winning something, then your money's making money. So let's just use an example of $100,000. So you give this financial advisor $100,000, and they say, okay, we're going to put this $100,000 into 5 different asset classes, 5 different spots, and we're going to put $20,000 in each one. You're like, great. And an asset class, by the way, cash is considered an asset class. So anytime I tell people to, if they're going to invest, I'm like, make sure you hold some cash back, because sometimes there are no-brainer deals that come up and you want to be just cash ready to buy those deals, right? Could be a really cheap piece of real estate. Could be a stock that just tanks that is just a solid company and it's just a bunch of fear and uncertainty, in the market that made it go down. And so you're ready to buy, right? And you would keep maybe cash in your stock account or cash in, whatever. So you want to be able to have that. So you keep some in cash, but let's say you had an extra $100,000 invest. They're going to say, okay, we're putting $20,000 in the stock market, $20,000 in bonds, $20,000 in gold, right? And they continue, and you get all those investments. And then every year they're going to send you, it might even be monthly, quarterly statements, every year, whatever. They're going to show you what your money's growing to. Now, I recommend if you're going to go to a financial advisement company to find one with a good, proven track record. You want one that's been around for decades, preferably, right? 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, right? Somebody that's been around, some company that's been around for a while. I'm not going to take anything away from people that are new to the game and have maybe only been doing it 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. They might have a great track record and they might be one of the best places to put your money. But if I'm putting like life-changing, life-savings money, me personally, I feel a lot more comfortable with bigger companies that have a proven track record, right? And then you need to really spend the time to look at the fees. You need to see what kind of fees that you're charging, because if they're charging high fees, that might equate in the end, right? When you decide you turn 65 or 70 and you want to pull all your money out, those fees might add up to like $1 million over the course of like 30, 35, 40 years. You got to be careful. Sometimes that extra 0.25%, 0.5%, whatever, it adds up because all the money's compounding over time. So it sounds small. It's so deceptive. It'll be like 0.25%, right? Oh, we're only 0.25% higher or whatever. And then at the same time, make sure you're getting what you're paying for, right? You don't want to pay a lot of money for crap service, and you don't necessarily want to pay all the money, right? And rob yourself of your future because they're charging you too much. Try to find kind of the middle. Try to find a really solid company that's been around with a proven track record that's not charging as high of a rate to manage your money as, say, a lot of the other places, right? So that'd be the goal. So going back to the original question, how to make your money make you money, is you got to find good, sound investments to put that money into so that every year it'll pay you dividends, it'll pay you interest, and over time that money will snowball, grow, and you'll have a lot more money each year as long as you're smart and you don't spend it. Okay, everybody, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please share it with your friends and family, and please like it. And don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to keep delivering videos. I'd love to hear your comments, and comics. If you're funny, let me hear your comics. And by the way, if by any chance you find really tough times in your business, making money, you lose your job, whatever, know that in life, it's never easy for everybody. We all struggle at times, okay? It's tough. But all I keep telling you, no matter what, on every single video, when the times get tough, push harder. Never quit, push hard, keep pushing, and be the hustler.